Henry. Well, millions kicked off their current health care plans, but lawmakers get to keep theirs. Citizens United President David Bossie is trying to stop this. Joining him, Republican Senator David Vitter, who has been fighting this, well, for the same amount of time. Gentlemen, good to have both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right. Senator Vitter, one of the things that come up with this argument is it's just more of a cosmetic type issue, that whether you guys have great insurance or not, it doesn't really matter, that this is what's bad. You're saying this lead by example, right?
Yeah, I think this is more than cosmetic. First of all, it's a principle. Washington should not be an elite ruling class that lives on a different, better planet than every other American. But second, there's
I thought you guys already did.
Yeah, that's the point. We need to change that. But secondly, there's a very practical reason this is important, is because when the chefs don't eat their own cooking, the cooking's usually pretty bad. And when you make the chefs eat their own cooking, it gets a lot better. If we did that, apply the same rules to Washington as to America, I think things coming out of Washington would get better across the board, including Obamacare.
I like the chef analogy. It does make sense. The issue now is, though, that, look, they're serving the meal. This is the meal you're stuck with. You can't change the meal. Maybe you should be focusing more on changing the meal. What do you think?
Well, first of all, they have so many problems with the healthcare rollout with the,
really?
with the
website.
Problems? I mean, it's we don't even. It's the funny part is there's stories out now. What are the next major problems? And I really think we have to take a step back and take a deep breath and figure out exactly what your question poses, which is, what should we be focused on? Should we be focusing solely on this issue? No. We need to be looking at the grander picture. But when
why do you guys run into opposition from colleagues or those that say, well, it does make sense. If we're going to foist this on people, we should foist it on ourselves?
Well, because they don't want to live in this train wreck, because they have their self-interest and their pocketbook at issue. But again, Neil, I think this can be a powerful force for change in terms of bringing the reforms, the change for all of Obamacare, if Washington is living through.
So when Cavuto says, you know, it's easier said than done, her switching to this, did she lie?
Oh, well, I think there's been so many lies. Hers just pales in comparison to the president's lies. Let's just put it on the table.
You say lies on the part of the president. Do you don't buy the argument that he just wasn't into this? He wasn't jazzed by this?
He had to get this
So you
passed.
think he knew? So the Gillibrand thing where after the fact that she knew this, that was...
Anybody, there's nobody believing that.
That's completely accurate.
What do you make of that? That now they're saying, oh, we knew all along.
Yeah, Neil, on those canceled plans, that is not a glitch. That is not a website problem. That's not a mistake. That's at the core of the Obamacare statute.
Did any of you guys discuss amongst yourselves, even though when you heard the Democrats saying this won't cost anything, of course you were warning as were you about this, but that I didn't remember too many Democrats saying, oh, no, this, you're going to have to pay for this, and you can't get something for nothing.
But it was definitely part of the debate. There was a lot of debate on the floor. Many of us made the point.
You couldn't miss the fact that if you have to cover 30 million uninsured Americans, lift lifetime caps and all that it's going to cost. It might be all great goals, but it's going to cost.
Absolutely.
So how do they reverse that?
And in the law, there were clearly these minimum standards that a lot of policies that exist now were below. So all of those, from the very beginning, were going to get canceled.
But in the meantime, you want to go ahead,
surprise.
Eat the cooking and see what happens.
Yeah, but again, I think if Congress has to live with all of these challenges personally, has to go home, deal with all of these challenges with their family, I think that's a big incentive to get things right a whole lot quicker.
That's right. And folks in America need to support Senator Vitter. Go to livebyyourlaws.com, sign the petition, because only with an outcry, we've already had tens of thousands of people sign up. And actually, it's a website that works. So that's actually...
I don't know, but I think you guys raise a good point. I always avoid the restaurants where the chef is telling me I wouldn't touch this stuff.
Livebyyourlaws.com. It's important on Obamacare. It's important across the board.
Thank you, gentlemen, very, very much.
Thanks,